see the valves necessary to make the repairs. During the testing on March 1st, 2012, Mr. Wasson told the group he had the necessary valves to make the needed repairs. Your statement, quote, over the next few weeks the water valves will be replaced, then the next test will be complete on that part of Highway 392, end quote. So when are the repairs scheduled, by who, and we would like to be notified in advance of the repairs. Also, we would like to know when the testing is scheduled to be, so we can be present at that set of tests. Why would this board of directors wish, quote, in their own way and in their own time, has taken a look into your water issue at your home? And that's an exact quote from your letter. Why, after all the invitations we have made, are they doing it independently and not as a group or a board? They are misdirected in thinking they can do this on their own time and not as a board member, because we put this water board and its directors on notice when we first presented to this group on January 26, 2012, after being given the runaround and misleading action of your employees, Mr. Wasson and Mr. Estes. Whether you perform these functions as a group or as individuals on your time or on the board and or lack time will not separate any one person of their action or responsibility for the egregious acts and or lack of action on your part as individuals or a board as a whole. This is also said for the act and actions of your employees and their lack of taking action or misleading us to prevent actions from being made. Mrs. Turner and the board of directors, why do you think we even called Mr. Craig Porter, engineer with the health department for the state of Arkansas, and interestingly the very same water main we asked all along to be pressure tested, which failed? Please note, we are aware Mr. Estes and his truck being parked away from the pump house on the 20th of March. It's interesting to note he did not drive into the driveway of Bobby and Carol Estes as he typically does, but parked down the road on Highway 392 and walked to the pump house to do his work. We have stipulated each time they perform work in the pump house, either the south side of Highway 392 is flooded or our side is flooded. We again ask the question, what are they doing in that little white pump house? Finally, we are still awaiting answers to our actual, I put that in quote, questions from January 26th and Mr. Wasson's response on February 15th letter, information pertaining to water samples cannot be released per State of Arkansas 88th General Assembly Regular Session 2011. Is not an answer to our original question concerning the results of the water sample testing. You need to contact the appropriate agencies to understand what we are entitled to ask and of whom. We have and suggest you do the same. We know what is legal and what is not legal. Additionally, we have included our request for a copy of the board's agendas and meeting minutes for the past 3 years, along with the actual report showing where this water is coming from, the gallons used, and I'm referring to the entire association, gallons used and the amounts billed to the members. We would also like to request the dates of the water test, what report agency performed the testing, and whom where the samples were taken. Also, the testing performed on the water system, including the location, date, time, which agency or company, name and address, their report, and if there was a charge for the report. If you have any further, quote, clarification, end quote, questions, please write us. Since respectfully submitted, Stephen and Sonia Arvin Harrison, 5458 Highway 392 West, Harrison, Arkansas, 72601. Attachments, March 15th letter by Aaron Turner, February 22nd, the 2012 Jim Weiss letter, and the 303D list of impaired water bodies, February 15th Doug Wasson correction letter, and water samples and an increase in lost revenue and water. See, we've gotten 3 different sets of numbers for last year's percentages. The last one shows 14.47%, a loss of $91,545.10. Our letter to each board member, certified, dated February 7th, clarifying our questions from January 26th. Also included in the package is Doug Wasson's letter dated February 6th, and his, quote, answers, unquote, to our original questions. And water quality report for 2010, which was completely missing, but contained the 303D report that is the same report that Jim Weiss prepares. But Mr. Weiss's 303 impaired water body report. Our original 8 questions as present from the Board of Directors to reply to on January 26th, and our invoice as presented on January 26, 2012. Now, we have also made certain that each individual got a complete packet of these correspondences and our requests. And if you'll note on the page that I referred to in this letter, it states what our original question was and what Mr. Wasson's answer was. None of the two are the same or accurate or answering our question. And that's what we would like to know. Thank you. And then Stephen has 4 questions.
Kathy is on spring break entertaining exchange students and that. I don't know where he's at today.
Ms. Turner?
Can I ask you a question about the valves?
Yes.
Do you have the valves?
They have come in Friday.
How many were there? 3? 2 of them? And were those special ordered, or do you have to go someplace special to get them?
We just get them from the regular supplier. We always get them from spring.
And where is that supplier, please?
It's in Town.
I'm sorry?
Town.
Is that in Arkansas? Why would it have taken from March the 1st when the system failed to the date of Friday? That would have been the, somebody help me with the calendar.
2 weeks.
Why would it have taken that long?
He runs every 2 weeks.
So how much do they cost?
I don't have the invoice on there.
You don't have an idea of what the valve would cost?
It's not a thing that I buy every day.
But typically you've had to replace valves, right?
Well, I haven't replaced one of those probably in a while.
Were they the 2-inch or 6-inch?
2 inch.
What location are these valves going to be installed at?
And junction of 39
Both of them are at those locations? And do you have an idea when those will be installed and by whom?
Yes, if we get them worked into our schedule right now, we've got about 3 weeks of FOIs to get out. I've got customers that want meters and other things on the system.
Well, Mr. Wasson, you do have an office staff, is that correct? And we've noticed your wife has been here several times, is that correct?
No, that's not correct.
The last 2 meetings she's been here.
Sure.
Okay. You do have an office staff, do you not?
I have 1 full-time girl and 1 part-time girl.
Are they not capable of pulling some of these freedom of information?
There's other things that has to go on besides just answering these. I mean, we're doing the best we can.
Doug, does Joe Crummy do this type of thing?
He will be the one that does it when we do it, yeah.
Well, the gentleman here, I think, said, I'm not sure what his name is, said the other day when we were here, I'm paraphrasing, that anytime you call Joe, day or night, he was there running, and you got 200.
That's right. Really, when we got an emergency, he'll come and take care of it.
I mean, to me, this sounds like an emergency. This, if there's ever an emergency, this to me sounds like an emergency. Really. My opinion. What's your opinion, Monty? Is that your opinion? It seems like to me it's an emergency. It needs to be done.